Well, hello once again, and welcome to another episode of Aaron and Lexi Travels. In this episode, we are in the country of the Philippines. In this episode, Lexi is taking a much-needed break, but I have been given an opportunity to visit a jungle school that was established and is managed by an organization here in the Philippines called the SULADS. Dwayne Harris with Philippine Adventist Medical Aviation, or PAMAS for short, has been kind enough to offer his time to drop me off at the school for a 24-hour visit. The SULADS organization is a non-profit, charitable, educational institution in the Philippines which aims to educate and inspire the unreached indigenous people. Since the organization's conception in 1969, SULADS has given love to indigenous people groups by providing free healthcare, education, agricultural and livelihood projects, and other developmental services. Both Lexi and I have been incredibly impressed by the work that this organization does throughout the Philippines, and we are beyond honored to be able to do our best to tell the stories of this organization. So there's two different ways that you can get to this school. First of all, you can trek, which is maybe 2 hours of walking, but it's also 3 hours of driving to get to the point where you start to trek. This is the second method. You can take a chopper. A lot of people here are actually happy about how remote it is to be able to access. You used to be able to come up here with a vehicle, but the road's been out for a long time. They plan on fixing it again soon, but for now, these are the only two main methods that you can actually get here. This is a huge opportunity for some of these children to be able to come here.
Of course, it is their privilege, of course, to be here and to be educated for free, of course. And you know what? The school is really standing right now because of the miracle of God.
So we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to get here to the school because of the fog and the clouds that are hovering over the school. But thankfully, our pilot was able to land, get us in here, and he left right away before more clouds moved in.
I am Solomon Olantao, school head here at SULADS Comprehensive High School for the Lumas. Last 2 months ago, there are more than 200 students. Yeah, it's unusual because we are dealing different ethnic, different language, different cultures. Yeah.
This is a paradise school. a paradise school because you can see around, it's really beautiful. As it is, as how God designed this place, it's really beautiful. The need of a teacher brought me here. Of all the schools that I have been working with in the past, this place is very special because the people here are very special. You have to teach students who come from a very little background in terms of education. This place had transformed a lot of these LUMAD's lives, not just spiritually, but physically, mentally, and socially, because these students are very inferior. But slowly they are transformed into a sociable people.
Everything I am, everything I'll do, everything I'll do.
This school has really opened up a window of opportunity specifically for young girls. For many of them, the tribes in which they were born into often marry off their young daughters at incredibly young ages with little to no chance of an education. Research I found from 2020 said that 12 million adolescent girls enter into child marriage each year. Now, laws have recently been passed in the Philippines to try and stop this cultural reality, but in remote areas, this is impossible to enforce. So, what age is...
Yeah, very early age, 8 years old. 8
Married
years
at
old,
8?
yeah. 8 years old, 13 years old. When in their places, in their areas, women are the one who will feed their family. Yeah, the women are the one who will go to farm, find food for their families, and the boy or the husbands only stays at home just to guard because they are warriors at the remote areas. They are warriors. So women here, that's why they came here to be rescued. Yeah, they wanted to be educated. They wanted to know the world. That there's still more life beyond this culture that they have.
Do you know off the top of your head how many girls are here?
Here, they are 72.
72 girls.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been here?
More than 3 years, sir.
More than 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. The housing situation here on the grounds is pretty wild. Many of the huts that are built as dormitories are built by the students with materials they harvest from the jungle. These small shacks will only last maybe 3 years at the most before they deteriorate enough that a new one has to be constructed.
Some of the houses are beautiful already because we have found a sponsor for them.
What's really great to see is donations have come in to help the school start to construct actual dorms. This takes time because many of the materials have to be carried up 5 kilometers from the road. Not all students are in these dormitories yet, but hopefully in the future they can have dorms for all students rather than crudely built shacks made of bamboo and wood. Oh yeah. Oh, of course. So we are here above the school, headed up to where their water supply is. They pull water from a spring up the hill in the jungle. I'm sure the water here is just excellent tasting, and no lack of water here, always rain. And here's the water supply.
In the city, it will sold it as 20 pesos
20 pesos for one.
each.
Wow. Is this the cold time of the year?
One of the cold times.
Yeah. This is cold?
The coldest month.
What are you talking about?
Here in the Philippines, this is considered to be cold.
Yeah.
Since this school is a self-supporting school, yeah, we give free education to our students, and we feed also our students. Primarily, the basic problem is the food, and our school farm is not enough to support them.
The school has 35 hectares of land, which is around 87 acres. Most land that isn't being used for buildings or other communal spaces is being farmed by the students and staff. This is super impressive to see, and I'm honestly amazed that at their best, 50% of the food the students and staff consume is from the farm. Now, the negative part of all this is that the other 50% has to be brought 5 kilometers up the mountain from the road. They have had times where the money was so tight that they did not know how they would be feeding the students next week, but God has always come through for them. They have had complete strangers show up with food in times of need. People from different church denominations, from different organizations, even independent individuals who felt the impression that the school needed some food.
And we also train and educate our students to work at least 2 hours a day. Work education. It's part of our training that our students will also know how to cultivate soil, how to plant seeds for food.
They will just do some cleaning the area.
Some labor and stuff.
Yes, some labor.
Oh, it's good for them. Learning to work is important.
Yes.
We were going to do an interview. When it rains here, it pours. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's raining hard. So much for filming.
Gonna be the water color.
Paglurang na nagamay ron.
It's not all about the qualification we have. It's all about the commitment and dedication. In whatever your capacity, whatever your standing in life, when you allow yourself to be used by God, then you can do a ministry a lot.
Dwayne Harris, along with his wife Wendy and the president of the SULADS, Pastor Ephraim Patogo, flew up Sabbath morning for church and to pick us up.
Actually, coming here is not just changing the lives of the students, but it's also changing my personal life, my own life. And it's really amazing. Every time I see how God provided us here, how God sustained us here, how God helped us every day on how to deal with the students, facing the challenges, because it's only us here who are here, only us teachers that were their parents for 24/7. I sometimes sit back and think of how great God is. God is so amazing and He's so good. He has been doing this and it strengthens me more and it keeps me close to Him. And at the end of the day, I can always say, I know that my Redeemer lives. I really know that my Redeemer lives, and that makes my heart full of His love and His grace, and it really changes me a lot.
Wonderful. I think that's it. Thank you. It was so easy.
Yeah, I know, but while I'm talking to you, my mind was like, what am I going to say?